Hey, it's not working. Oh, I gotta switch it. A little tighter. They do. Go. What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Fantastic.
How's it going?
What up?
Jack, how we doing? Chase?
Good.
Got a big class today. We got Jack, Roney. How's everybody doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Good.
We got one trainee here in the office. Jerry's here, so he's gonna be. If I'm talking to someone here, you guys know who I'm talking to.
Gotcha.
Everybody hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. What's up, bro? How we doing?
Hey, what's up, KC?
How's everybody? Awesome. So this is day 2 for everybody. What we do, we can kind of just go around briefly. If you could just introduce yourself, whose team you on, what you took from day 1, just to recap what kind of stuck out to you. Then we'll just get ripping. And for day 2, we'll go over some good stuff, referral stuff for you guys today. We'll draw up on the board some numbers for you, give you guys some data, and get you guys rocking today. So who wants to start us off?
I'll go. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Roy. I'm from Chicago. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, froze for a little bit, but you're good now.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm originally from Chicago, but probably about last 10 years I've been staying out in Aurora. So yeah, and I like to play basketball and stuff like that, and also make music. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Nice.
What stuck
I
out?
guess I'll go back. I'm Nick. I'm from Glenview, Illinois, suburb of Chicago. I also like playing some basketball with my buddies. Not too good, but I like to stay active. And my biggest takeaway from yesterday was probably that over the phone I was kept on thanking people, and Christina was like, "No thank yous. These people are here to thank you." And so I'm gonna struggle with that a little bit, but something we got to work on.
That's normal.
I can go ahead and go next. So, hey guys, I'm Chase. I'm 23. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm working with Austin's team right now. I also like playing basketball, not that good. Rugby is actually my sport. I like working out a lot as well. Biggest takeaway from yesterday, definitely with class, the importance of recruiting, building your team. We've got a lot of upward mobility in the company right now. That's huge. And then also with the calls, I'm from the South, so I kind of try to be like nice and courteous, but Austin was really like, hey, they're giving you sass, like be assertive. And I actually did that with a really difficult call, and we actually got him set up with an appointment. So one thing I definitely learned from yesterday.
Awesome.
I'll go next.
Welcome.
I'm Jack. I'm also from Glenview, like Nick. Big sports guy, music guy. One thing I took away from the first day was just really not being afraid to fail and get your feet wet and, learn from the mistakes that you could run into.
Awesome. Welcome.
All right, I'll go next. Name's Paul. I'm actually from Memphis, Tennessee, so I'm way down south, that's for sure. I'm on Faith and Lake's team. So big takeaway I took is just the energy and the script coming from the insurance industry already. It's such a different environment coming here, and really excited about it.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Ronnie. I'm 22. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. And my biggest takeaway from yesterday was probably referrals and recruiting. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to get in a lot of referrals today. Not as much recruiting stuff today, but definitely take advantage of that. That legacy recruiting bonus is huge. $750. As soon as your teammate gets their agent code is amazing. So take advantage of that. $250 still pretty good after that 90 days for sure. But welcome. And then last but not least,
You want me to come around?
come on over, Jerry. Go.
All right, so my name is Jerry Henry. I'm from Zion, Illinois. I actually come from a really big family of 14. That's kind of my claim to fame. What I learned yesterday was to just be assertive on the phone. Make sure that you have your rebuttals ready. I didn't get a lot of talking because a lot of people just didn't answer their phone, but one of those things where you just got to keep trying, be okay with failure, and move forward.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you. Great job. Okay, so today's topic's activity numbers, how to get more activity. And it's something that there was a workshop recently with the company, and they gave us some actual data, which I have for you, which before I get into section 1, it's going to be 15 to 1. That's going to be a call to contact. So it's going to be 15 to 1. That's going to take to basically contact someone. That's average. So, and a set is going to be 1 to 2 is going to be 1 set. Okay. So with referrals, guys, it's 7 to 1 on the contact. So that's just one of the things they gave us some actual data before I get into any of that. So you're almost getting twice the result on top of twice the closing ratio, which we'll get into some of those numbers here, in the second portion. But so you're going to get way more activity and way more opportunities to get more sales. And they're also unlimited, because of that personal connection. You're going to have, all of these, you're increasing your probability of getting a sale. And that's what we're here for, guys, to get some profit, run a profitable business. Quality is important, which you'll definitely find out. But the first section, what we have for you is going to be Calendly. Now, how many people has ever used Calendly before yet with your manager? Paul has, Roy has.
Was that on the like after you make a call and you put in, if it was like the no call or
Yes, Calendly's huge, and they just had a recent update to where they improved the reminders. You can get confirmations on there now, a reconfirmation. You can reschedule them, and what's the best part about it? It integrates the Zoom, and it can integrate your email now. It can send it from your agency email if you set that up, or your send the standard email reminders, the default email reminders, which I'm going to share with you here. Just some basic stuff on the Calendly. Saves a ton of time, because if you ever did anyone ever send a Zoom link before? Just for like, hey, you're meeting up with a friend. There's a couple ways. You can email it to them. You can copy and paste it to them. Some of the ways, if you may have to use that, if the Calendly link's not set up. So Calendly is going to save a ton of time for you. So you're not having to copy and paste it, set up all, here's what my basically, you guys see that? Here's what my Calendly page looks like, to where you're going to have, when you set up your account, you're just going to have 3 blank events basically. So you can set the times, always recommended 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the event, to where you're going to have union benefits meeting. You're going to have a free will kit. You're going to have a child safety kit for sure. You're not going to be interviewing too many people quite yet. Maybe you will. Hopefully, the quicker the better. To obviously build your team. You're going to have eventually, not when you're maybe brand new, American Income Life Policy Review Session. That will be POS, which is one of the best leads that we have as well. Members that have had coverage for maybe 5, 10, 15 years, could be a few years. AL discount card. Maybe they're up for an AL Plus discount card renewal, which chances are they do not have the updated AL Plus discount card, which is the app, and just adds a ton more discounts. And you were able to build that up to 85%. They did add the dental. So we're adding all those features. Pets is a big one. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Everyone loves their pets. Everyone knows someone, with a pet typically. And to be able to save money on pet medication, something a lot of people would, appreciate that. Because a lot of the savings, whether it's from their own prescription drugs, their own dental, their own pet medications, those can save money for their option B benefits, the permanent benefits, which is what's amazing about the discount card. And then you're going to have, you can put your picture on there. You'll schedule in the settings. You can put the company logo, you'll see, to where we'll say we're view booking page. Are you guys able to see that? I'm not sure what happened. Oh, it's just going slow. Are you guys able to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. So you'll be able to have, obviously, find the company logo, get a little picture on there. Child safety kit. So if the meeting was for today, we would obviously select today. And you're going to need 3 pieces of information. And it's important you might want to write this down. On all hard cards, union leads, association leads, you'll notice it's going to be missing a very key bit of information. And what is that?
The email.
Yeah, the email. You're going to have the email. Luckily, you do have the email on all child safety, free child safety kit leads, and free will kit leads. You have the emails on there. But very important, definite tip, pointer for you, make sure you always verify that email that they entered, because I would say, 5% of the time there is a typo on there, maybe even, about 5%, maybe even less. But you want to make sure you're not sending the link to somewhere they're not going to receive it, to where, a way to have it, make sure you guys always have the Zoom and Calendly, another tip, on your cell phone as well, the app. That way you can easily open up your Calendly page and have all your Zooms right on your cell phone, so you can copy that link and, if need be, text it to the client. If for some odd reason they did not get the email from the link, that's just another tip on there. So name, email, and then you'll schedule that event. But going back, so whenever you have yours, you're going to put your main ones, which obviously child safe, union benefits meeting, free will kit. You're going to have to edit. So you're going to click this gear right here, edit. Everyone see that?
Yeah.
So this is a page you're going to get familiar with, and it's going to be when the people can book the event. So eventually you're going to need a wider span, to where you may start off, 9 to 9 or 9, you may have to set some appointments a little bit later. If Joe and Mary can only meet you, he gets home at 10 p.m. and he wants to get the protection plan for his family, you're going to have to change that. I'm going to meet the client. So will you probably, if you're going to be able to help them and help your family and build residual income for the rest of your life, to where, that client's going to be able to be there. And so you may have to adjust these to where one day, okay, we're going to make this 10 p.m. Okay, so it gives you that option. And then also another tip you're going to find out to where when people can book this event and scroll down, you'll have to find this, which is kind of hidden right here, which is tricky. Additional rules for your availability. So this, I think it's default setting for like 4 hours or something. So you'll notice, why can't I book an appointment for any time like relatively soon? If you talk to Joe and Mary and they're ready to go, they want to set at 1:30. We have to be ready to present all the time because that's going to increase our show ratio. I was like, Jerry's coming. Make sure you mute your thing. It's going to start echoing.
Yeah, I muted. I want to be able to see what's.
Absolutely. I forgot about that. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah, it's going to have 4 hours as the default. So you'll notice you'll have to make that within 5 to 15 minutes. So you can book an appointment immediately, have an instant appointment if you're ready to go, because that's going to increase your show ratio. And that's going to increase your probability of getting an enrollment, because setting for 2 or 3 or 4 days, typically is not the best idea for show ratio. That might be the only option. There might be a time to where, Joe is really out of town and he's going to be home Sunday for sure at noon. And you're going to set him up at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So, that's, huge. We always, we have to Sundays to do what you want, but turns out Sunday's the most profitable day. I don't know if you guys probably heard that, to where it's like working, if you're a bartender, you're getting double time, like Saturday night, Friday night, that type of deal, to where people are relaxed, they're home, they're ready to hear what you're going to go over with them and help them. Any questions on this stuff, guys? The availability, you want to make that lower, and then save and close. And then you're going to have a reminders page, and you're going to get the workflows together to where you're able to have all those emails being sent, to where, it varies. You may want to have a 1 hour email reminder. You may have a 15-minute text reminder. And then you may have a 5-minute reminder, because you want to have probably about 3 to 5 reminders. One, I would recommend probably about an hour email. Maybe if you want to have a 10 to 15-minute text, which should be good on that. But you guys have any questions on the Calendly?
So when you enter a person, you put in name, email, and phone number. That's the information.
Those are the 3 things you're going to need. And the big tip is, when you're on the phone, a rookie mistake, you're going to forget an email. Just make sure you always look, because you're not going to be able to get the appointment Zoom link sent without having their email typically. So I always get that when I'm verifying their information that you wrote down. I'm always, and you didn't have that down. I get that right away before I even really tell them too much of what's going on. And I found that to work pretty well. That way you have it, and you are able to get that link out to them anytime that you're able to set that appointment.
So is this something that you use instead of the AIL impact, or do you use them both?
Good question. Yeah, you're always using the impact both. Yeah, the impact's how we make our phone calls. It tracks our data, and whenever you are released, there's the ways that when you hit your first milestone, you get your 2 sales. You're putting yourself on film. You're doing all these things, and you go through the checklist. You have 30 referrals banked. Yeah, the stat was another stat I want to share with you guys if you get really focused on this, and it's kind of goes right with the second half of this, is why I have it in my notes here. If you marry the idea and get obsessed with it, like, you know, Grant Cardone, be obsessed or be average, something good to get obsessed about is a good thing. Is if you 30 plus referrals, and it seems so simple. It's like, it seems like it's too easy to me, really. If you just get 30 referrals per week, and we would always, the top people in our agency coming up in this business the past, 13 years, was like 60, 80, 100 referrals plus a week. But we came from obviously a top premier agency, Tommy and myself, and, to where, with Simon, to where broken, shattered every record the company had. And, top people were at least minimum 60. And we always recognize the top 3 referrals collected every week. So it really sticks out. But the data is in, if you collect 30 plus per week, you add $45,000 on top of your income compared to someone that would not. Because I guess there are people and there, that people just depend on leads, and it's nice. It's nice. We don't have to buy them. It's nice. Other companies, you pay $3,000 for potentially a lead pack to go see, $26 for a name and someone that you can enroll into these programs, to where Mr. Vina is investing these into us. But you have to be able to use those to build your own. And, whether you're getting 100, 150, you don't want to be dependent on those, because you can have an unbelievable pack, or it can be a crapshoot to where no one's picking up that pack, to where, it can go either way. And referrals is a way to where you're going to see, if it takes 15 to 1, the company average, it's 7 to 1 talking to somebody. So you're going to talk to, right off the bat, twice as many people on the phones.
Sorry, do you mind if I interject one more question?
Absolutely. Questions, because same days is the reason I was getting into that. The show ratio is something that's so important, to where, it can be 20 to, we want to have over 60+%. Getting the instant same day, because people aren't going to forget about it as much. Like, whether if they're home and you're ready to go, your board's ready, you have everything there. You have to be able to make, one of the reasons you get that script down 100%. So you're able to, you're staying ready, so you don't have to get ready. Right. All right. Question.
So this might be more of like a presentation question, but when you're getting those referrals, especially in the first 2 opportunities in the script, is it adequate to just keep it going and keep it flowing, to just get like their name and their number down, and then you call the number like it would be a lead, or like what other like information is vital to get like right there?
Good question. Really, you want name, number, and you'll circle back, city, state, obviously. And then sometimes if they're listing off a bunch of names, I will go ahead and write the 10 names down and then circle back. Okay, is that 312-773? Head down. Okay, or a great way to do it, especially if they're, you're at that point, is have it queued up to where they're on board helping you, and you're sharing your screen at that portion of the e-app, to where if you can have that queued up, and I've had it really work well, to where they're correcting your spelling, and you're listing any notes, anything they're going to give you is going to be huge for you. Oh, he plays baseball with my son. Okay, notes. Okay, has a parakeet. Okay, has a dog. Okay, whatever. Is going to Hawaii. Anything you're going to be able to say. Oh, how was Hawaii? I had a referral that I collected. It was Beth Hawaii. That was her last name. Sometimes if you don't know their last name, I put IDK. That way I don't know. And it's pretty simple, because you don't have to necessarily get every last name. I usually put IDK if I'm getting like 17 referrals, and they're just listing the numbers, just get first name, and then okay, is she in Chicago as well? Okay, great. Who's next? Because you want to get as many as you possibly can, and you want to average the magic number. And I'll go over this. Is going to be 6 referrals collected is going to allow per presentation is going to allow everything to work for you. But yeah,
Now, I've got a question also on
huge
that.
one, like how many children under 18, so you know how many child ID kits. Spouse, if they're single, I would put an S. Like just certain things that way, because it's going to pop up on your impact when you're calling. All that data you entered into the e-app is very important that you enter it, because it's just going to help you when you're on the phone. Anything that you can say to that person is going to help your set and show ratio and your sales and your banking.
And Casey, as far as the referrals, the way we have it set up is absolutely awesome to be able to. Well, I'm basically getting them on the free stuff, so it's a lot easier to get the referrals. But one big thing that I've always done is try to call the referrals that they give us right there, or have them call to go ahead and get the appointment set and everything. Is it best to go ahead and get all the names and numbers and then try to do that at the very end of the appointment?
Yes, and that's a thing we go over a lot, and you'll hear about this in training and workshops. We always go over, love the one you're with, is taking your time and not hurrying up. Because if you're with a presentation, if we're in a presentation right now, and if our show ratio is 50%, chances are the next person's not going to be there anyway. I hate to burst your bubble, Yeah. So and the great thing is you'll see them pop up in your waiting room, and you can call them and say, hey, I'm actually wrapping up another member, enrolling them in their benefits. They had a ton of questions and they love the program. I actually, you can hang out in the waiting room, and we'll be ready to go at about, quarter till. So you're in control. The ball's in your court, and that makes you look busy, important, and control is what you should write on all your phone scripts anyway. All those things. So, and it's the truth, if we really aren't busy, it's like, look, here's my schedule. You know what I mean? We're booked every hour in the hour, the quicker, the better. So, rolling them is huge right then. Absolutely. And I always do the homework assignment, which especially when we're in the home. I actually was in the home, or we presented outside of a home actually on Sunday sale. So, one sit, one sale, just extra, Sunday afternoon, beautiful day. We dropped off a free will kit, got our freedom of choice program. So a couple $100 for a trainee. So just, great Sunday afternoon. It was beautiful out. I saw Wrigley Field for the first time too, drove past it. So that was pretty cool Sunday. Collecting ALP, helping deliver a free will kit. So it was great. Sunday afternoon, I would look 11 to 2 or 3. It's like prime time. If you can book, I would recommend like in homes or even Zooms. Like you'll twice the closing ratio. But what were we talking? I got sidetracked there.
I have a question real quick.
We're gonna roll on referrals. I was gonna have the homework assignment, but go over. Next question.
So if you don't enroll the person, could you still use their referrals?
100%. Absolutely. Okay. That's a great part about this. Yes. That's because you won't enroll everybody, and they're gonna send you people perhaps they need insurance, they were thinking about this, or just to get them a free will kit to save them $500 to $1,000, or to protect, they call it to save a child's life. Because if you look on Google at the presentation, it says 460,000 children are abducted every single year, which seems like a huge number. So that's why the child safety kits, problem, solution, problem with healthcare, solution we give them. So that's the way it's designed, problem, solution, and we're going to give them the solution and help those people with some great no-cost benefits that are going to allow you to get out to other people as well. So you're going to sell. That's why you also want to do a really good job always, even if they don't enroll, no matter what, and they're going to refer you and they're going to send you to people that are going to enroll.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We have the no cost benefits. Are we still able to sign people up for no cost benefits if we don't actually sell them a life insurance plan?
Yes, that's another great part about it. They do receive the no cost benefits if they don't sign up for a life insurance plan. That's a great thing about it. We can actually save them money with this national network of discounts, and they can pull it up. They'll have the app. It'll send them an email. And that's what's really smart about the needs analysis survey. If you notice on your e-app, first of all, I know everyone probably doesn't have their e-app yet. You probably should definitely get your e-app. Everyone should have your e-app by now on your computer. So get with your upline manager and say, hey, I need to get my e-app so you can practice e-app training mode, training mode, and a big thing. And it's recommended by the president of this company, Dave Zoffin. And when he came here, it's two homework assignments every night. And that's all the way through the application, in through page 2, into page 1, driver's license, beneficiaries, all the way through. You got to click through the next, watch the videos on the e-app, really take some time to navigate through. So that's really why it's important to get those 2 homework assignments. So your manager will help you with that. They'll even tell you, hey, Joe has high blood pressure. Mary, she's a smoker and diabetic, unfortunately, and this. So birthdays, all those things, what to show them. And that'll be like a homework assignment for you. So because you never want to be learning the e-app in front of a client, because that'll just make you look unprofessional. You don't want to be like the doctor that's like the first surgery and you're like, oh man, I don't know if I should do this procedure on her. You're going to probably go to a different doctor, right? So you want to have that confidence, have that, act as if you've done it before, obviously, all that stuff. So rolling referrals, that's just going to give you guys, if you roll a referral from a sale, that's 90+% close ratio, and they're going to obviously be there for that day. So that's some of the best way to increase your probability. Same day rolling referral from a sale. So if you get a sale earlier in the day, especially if they know people, you want to make sure, a big tip is have them do it right then, because you're going to be like, hey, Joe, Mary, your sister's probably going to answer your call, sooner than mine. She'll probably answer yours. So do me a favor, because the worst part about my job is that I give your family members a call and they think I'm a telemarketer, or they think I'm a prank caller, because they have no idea what it's about. So I'm going to give you some homework today. When's the last time you had homework, Joe? A long time ago. So name, number, you can do it on your board, or if you're, in person, name, number. And your due date for your homework, Joe, is going to be your next call day, which is pretty much going to be Thursday. So out of these 17 people that you sponsored, who's most important to you that would need this program? Who's the top 3 to you? Oh, you said your brother. We're definitely going to make sure, because I can't, I'm booked. I work with all these groups. I wish I could I'm going to do my best to try to get out. I promise you, I'll try to get it out to the best, as many as I can. But we work with, 10 to 12 members each day. We're sometimes really booked. We're swamped. So who's most important? Oh, your brother's most important. Now, let's give him a call right now. So Joe, put him on speakerphone. That way you can hear it through the Zoom, and you have to coach him up on exactly what to say. And because he's gonna say what? Hey, Chase is on here. He's great. He's an insurance guy. And that's what you may not, it may work, but you may not want that right away. You may have to coach him and say, hey, Chase, he's going to get you, these family benefit options. He got the child ID kits, a free will kit that's going to save you, permanent benefits that are going to be there, because people don't even know that 31 days their coverage is going to be gone a lot of times. So, or that they had a term that they think they're covered with a term that's going to be gone before they retire anyway. So a lot of times people have no idea, and they don't want to really sponsor as much, to where you have to basically get through the whole, whole presentation and get through everything. Trust the process. Don't I can't tell you how many people that you enroll, and you'll realize this, or you maybe already have. They tell you they're not buying. Did you guys ever have that yet? They're like, I thought I wasn't buying, but and they do buy, right? So they have no idea. They just don't want to appear to be, you know, a pushover or anything like that. So it's just kind of like a natural thing. So any questions on rolling referrals? I would get them, coach them up on what to say. Let them know that you just need their email. Give them the time that you have available. And get the client's phone number. Obviously, you have their phone number. You will most likely need their email. So I would make sure you send that link and have it up so they're able to receive it right then, right as you're rolling a referral. Say, okay, Joe, what was your email? I'm going to send you that link for today. I only had one opening. This never happens, but I do have a few minutes at 5 o'clock today. And that's the thing. You never want to tell someone, oh, I'm wide open. One's good for you, right? That doesn't sound very busy, important, and control. You know, even though it may be a stretch, if you are looking at a blank schedule, but it's easy to say when you actually have only a 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? But I'm completely booked. You know, we're swamped, giving them the 2 times and then getting the email. And then getting them to show up that day. Any questions on rolling referrals, getting them the call, picking the top 3?
Like, how can you coach them on what to say to their referrals without making it like totally obvious that we're kind of teaching them how to be like an interim caller, like for us?
I would just let them know, lucky you.
Mm-hmm.
For a limited time, they have phenomenal benefits if you can qualify. Those were always when calling referrals, lucky you for a limited time if you can qualify, or, you know, key, I guess we call them like buzzwords, to where you're letting them know, look, you were able to get them the child ID kits. They call it to save a child's life through the police and fire unions. They have all 10 fingerprints, DNA sample, updated photo, whether it's a will kit, whether it's permanent programs, whether it's cash value, whether it's, you know, paycheck protection, mortgage protection, any of those things, to where, you know, you're just coaching them up on, you know, keeping it basic, you know, not telling them it's an insurance guy, because most people they don't want to hear from an insurance guy. So just basically tell them don't say the insurance guy is a good way to coach it up. Just let them know you got these 4 no-cost benefits, access to programs they wouldn't have access to unless you were sponsored. Because we work with over 20,000 different groups, police, firefighters, electrical workers, Teamsters, NFL Players Association, over the top 50 international union presidents. And really, they have no other ulterior motive but to protect their members' best interest. So they came up with the top major concerns that were affecting not only your group, but all 20,000 different groups. That makes sense. So you're building the concerns, and then we're showing them the solution. You know, you're addressing the major concerns, because that's what people listen to. Problems. You know, when you watch the news, what do you hear about? Problems. If you catch people's attention, you know, not as much. You like to hear good news, but, you know, unfortunately, it catches people's attention as much. So, stick to the script with those things. Keep it simple. Don't give them really, obviously, too much. We never sell over the phone or on a call, right? That's a big tip right there. I mean, just don't give them really too much, but set the appointment and get them on the Zoom, or get them in person. You guys watch Sopranos ever? Doesn't Nick look like Tony's son?
Dang.
Tony Jr.
Tony Jr.
He looks like Tony Senior too, a little bit.
I was actually sitting in front of the fridge last night crushing some prosciutto, just like Tony Soprano.
Are you Chuck's son?
No relation, actually. I get that a lot.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
That was a compliment, though.
No, yeah, absolutely. I took that as a compliment.
Beautiful. All right, so we got week one, guys. I'm gonna go over, hopefully you guys will be able to see this up on the board here. The best opportunity, you guys get your release pack, and what you don't want to do. Now, if I talk up here, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So week one. Okay, week one, you're gonna have your release pack. Okay, you're gonna have, for example, 100 leads. Okay, you gotta have the mindset this is gonna be your one pack. Sure, we're blessed to have lots of resources and things like this. Good problem to have, but you want to be the true professional that writes your own paycheck. And I'm gonna sure you guys all look smart and hungry. And would you rather work 20 hours and get less result, or work 2 hours and get more result?
2 hours and more.
Or you don't got to answer. I already know. It's a lot easier, and it's a lot more fun with focusing on the 30 plus referrals. So that's also adding an additional $45,000 on your income, or $45,000 less income if you stick to the referral. So week one, you have 100 leads, right? So week one, you'll be able to set 20 of those. Okay, so that'll be 20 appointments. So you get 10 presentations. So out of these 10 presentations, how many referrals did we collect?
6 per, right?
Okay, we did our job. Great answer. So how many was that?
That's 60.
Okay. Wow. So we banked 60. Week two, we'll be able to set 15 leads. But now out of these referrals, week two, how many referrals will we be able to set?
1 out of 7.
It's 33%.
Oh, so 20.
So we'll actually be able to set 20 of these fresh referrals, especially if they were called, rolled, same day, next day. They did their homework assignment. Also, there's like a rewards program for your valued clients that if you really have a good connection and she really likes shoes, you know what, for each client that I give them a call and they let me know that you gave them a call and I was going to contact you, and they said it was a great program, for anyone that tells me that you did your homework and called them, you get a $25 rewards Visa card or whatever, DSW or whatever their favorite store is. So for those contacts, to where that can help. But you never want to promise anything you don't keep, especially with your clients, because you want to make sure you notate that, and as soon as you get that out to them, and they're going to send you even more for those contacts. So week two, so plus the lead, so you're going to book. You're going to have 35 appointments set. Now, 20 of these are referral appointments. So what does a referral close at?
90.
66%. So it's 2 out of 3. So out of these 20 referrals, we get 10 to show. So you're going to close 6. You're going to get 6 sales. And what's the average deal size?
2,000 ALP.
About 800.
Oh, 800, my bad.
I mean, data is probably like actually 10 to 12 if we look at the actual data, 1,000, but we'll say 800, just a low ball. So 800 times 6. So that's 4,800. ALP, just from the referral portion. Now over here, so that was 35 total appointments, 20 of them being referrals. We saw half of them, 50, we had a 50% show ratio, and we got 6 to enroll at below average. So that'd be like generating an extra $2,400 just from those 60 hot referrals we just collected. Now, plus the 15 over here. So we're gonna get, so we'll say that's 5. So that'll be plus another 1 or 2. We'll call it 2 more sales there. So that's 6,000. Now week 3. How many presentations did we have over here?
35.
We call it 15.
Oh, 15.
So we'll say 5 and 10, 15. How many referrals did we collect this week?
15 times.
80 or something.
90. That would be 90 referrals. Wow. So week 3, you're gonna plus 30 appointments. Even if you had a 33%, that would guarantee 3 slam dunk sales if you had a bad show ratio. Plus week 3, you're gonna be able to set 10 from the leads, and week 4, 5. So you're gonna set on average 12 and a half appointments per week with leads. Now, the big difference is gonna be, sticking to the six presentations, the six referrals per. If you can get to this like 16 top people in the agency, I think it was 70. The top 10 producers in this company, 70 to 80% of all their business come from referrals. So, you're having more preset appointments. The top people in the company, most of their business comes from referrals. So, and what's great, you can build your own referral base. The company recommends you having, before you get released, just from your training, 30 to 60 banked for you. So you can come out of the gate having a lot of success, working a lot smarter, not always as hard, because you can work, 150 dials, or you're getting twice, with the referrals. Coming in with preset appointments. What's a preset appointment?
That beautiful slam dunk on the front end of the week, only from a referral or something like that.
Right. You'll have presets typically every week. Every day you're going to have typically some sort of preset appointment, but typically in our system, to where when Mondays and Thursdays were more of a call focused day, to where we become a lot more, run and gun with same days and next day appointments. But it was the appointments that you had for that evening or the next 2 days. That was your preset appointments. And we always had a goal, to have 6 to 8 preset appointments coming in. Obviously more of a focus nowadays on next day. And like I said, same day appointments, with that. But the big thing, if you look at the week 1, you definitely do not want to have all your basically at bats and not focus on referrals, because that is your best opportunity for collecting the most when you have the most activity and the most presentation. So it's the first sale of the presentation. They buy you. It's the referral. If you're not getting referrals, chances are you didn't build enough rapport, number one. They didn't like you. They didn't trust you. They didn't feel comfortable with you. So slow down, build your rapport. I can remember my first presentation in the field a long time ago. I just want to jump right into it. You know what I mean? Here's your AD&D. Like you want to pump the brakes, slow down. Obviously, you guys know this. The 5, the rapport building questions. And also, I always to build rapport throughout the presentation. Whether it's someone, their dog barks, or whatever happens. Oh wow, that's a really nice curtains you got over there. That's some really nice blinds. Some nice flowers you got back there. But yeah, I mean, 3 will keep you in the game minimum. 6 is the number, but the top people are going to be at the 10 to 12. And even if it's like a silly game, you know, I've heard of contests to where they mention a TV raffle, and you're one of the. If you break the record, I actually might even win a chance to win a TV this week if I can break the 17 record or something silly like that. The rewards program, the homework assignment. Always a tip for you: make sure they're entered in to the impact always, because when you select the AD&D, it'll generate this for all your referrals. So this is a free $2,000 AD&D certificate that you're able to go over with these sponsored members. So not only do they receive the discount card, not only do they receive a free will kit, that they're getting an accidental death and dismemberment policy, just like the groups for $2,000. And I would always go with the clients in this area. I would say, you know, $2,000 or $4,000 or $3,000 may not seem like a whole lot of money, but when something happens to Joe, he doesn't come home, or Mary, God forbid, every penny makes all the difference in the world. So, you know, $2,000 may not take care of all of a cremation or funeral, but it would definitely help out. And that's definitely a good start. So I promised Joe, I promised Nick, I promised your brother that I would go over this with you, and he sponsored you. So yeah, lucky you. Joe, he was able to sponsor you to get his union benefit package out to you. His 4 no-cost benefits, got you a group AD&D benefit, child ID fingerprint kits, a free will kit, and access to permanent and portable benefit programs that you wouldn't have access to. So lucky you, Joe. He's really thinking about you. I'm gonna call and thank him later. But yeah, we're completely booked. What we do, what was your email so I can start to get this sent out to you? So you're receiving his email, and then going over, have you been on, let them know, have you heard of Zoom before? And then this is how we go over these programs that you were sponsored for. And especially on contingent beneficiaries, it's a huge one, to where you're letting them know, number one, that God forbid something would happen, you were elected as a primary or a contingent or a tertiary beneficiary to help take care of this money, God forbid. Now, first and foremost, Joe, do you accept this responsibility of being a contingent beneficiary? Excellent. Perfect. Now, it's just my job to show you exactly how to make a claim, God forbid, with that freedom of choice certificate that was set up. Also, he was able to get the discount card, the free will kit, all these benefits out to you as well. So we just need your email. Spouse, why do you never want to do a one-leg appointment?
Because then they always have the out of saying, oh, I need to talk to my significant other about this.
Right. So you always want to make sure, especially with a referral, you're not going to have that on hand. So you're going to have to do a little bit of, you know, asking on the phone. Do you and your spouse both work daylight shift? Oh, you don't have a spouse? Okay, no problem. Or they'll usually tell you at that point. So that's a good way to go about it. Asking them, just assuming they have one, because you don't want to be like, are you single? Do you have a spouse? It's much more like, assume it, ask them. Also, not only you have the group data sheet on all groups, make sure before and after you're calling, you always take a look at the letter, that obviously the president's name on any lead that you would ever call, have that information in front of you, and also get familiar with the groups that you're calling, the acronyms, making sure you know that, you know, LUNA, it's Laborers International Union, and saying the local 1035. For example, it'll have the top jobs in that area, what they earn, how their retiree coverage works. So get familiar, always have that in front of you, especially before do your homework a bit, you know, with those presentations. And
you just look that up online, or where do you find? Just Google it and go to search.
That's all on the impact. You don't have to Google that at all. I mean,
Okay.
all at the bottom, it just says group info right next to their AD&D certificate. So when you're calling any lead, if it's a union, association, credit union member, they will all have their own AD&D certificate that looks like this.
Gotcha.
So a big
So, question for you. As far as the presentation, do we do the exact same presentation, whether it's a will kit, whether it's a child safety kit, the exact same presentation no matter what? Or do we just start from that section if it's a will kit or a child safety?
it really depends. It really depends. You'll ask them questions if they, the way I do it, I usually ask them, depending on what it is, you're going to try to go over everything with them if possible. You may ask them, a lot of people with kids, right? Oh, you do? Excellent. You're going to love this next benefit. You know 0 people with kids. You don't know a single child under 18 in your entire phone. I mean, they may be 70 some years old, have maybe occasionally they may not, but most people you're going to try for the next avenue, whether it's, they don't know anybody with kids, but guess what, Paul? Everybody likes to save money, right? You're going to love this next benefit with your discount card.
Yeah.
So it really, does that answer your question a bit with that? I mean, yeah, you're going to try to get them out, and if they don't give you sponsors for child safety, they may obviously like to save people money that they know, or that, you know what I mean? So, I would try every avenue. And a huge tip is on these unions or any association that you would have, make sure you do the catch-up program as well, which is another avenue of collecting a referral, which you'll learn all about Thursday. I believe it's Tuesday in detail, collecting each referral. We're not going to talk about each that today, just more the numbers. But the highest quality, highest closing is going to be something that's generated from you. And you can use friends. You don't have to depend on these people, but maybe it's just a practice when you're new. People just to get a presentation done that will give you sponsors that would help grow your business and help those people get something either permanent, or they know people with kids, or even save people money or get you practice or help them. You may not even try to sell those people. They may want to just enroll because you did such a good job, or just to give you sponsors to help practice. So, those are all great ways.
And putting referrals into the system. If we put them into the e-app, do they automatically populate into Impact after that?
Let me just show you. So this is the e-app, obviously. You can do it throughout the presentation at those portions. You could have it queued up. I always recommend having it queued up to the needs analysis, especially when you're new, because it's going to take you time to fill all that stuff out. But referrals right here, you go sponsors, add. You see that?
Okay.
So that's how you add them at the end, and then you'll do an online update referred by their organization and what they received. I would definitely get them the AD&D, or whatever one that they prove. That way it'll generate that certificate. And any other notes, like we discussed earlier, 3 child safety kits. Yes, you want to put that there. Anything that's going to help you that they tell you, you can type it here and it'll pop up on your impact when you're calling next week, anytime. So the more info, the better. Relationship, obviously cell phone, time to call. And then you can do it just like we're doing. They can help you through this process, or this can be after they hang up because you have them all on paper, but you definitely have to get them entered as soon as possible, and then do an online update. And it'll take I think it's about an hour or 2 before they'll pop up on your impact. It's relatively quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it keeps you organized. I mean, I used to lose sheets of paper that had 10 referrals that could have been like $50,000. You never know. I still don't know what ones I lost, how much I would have wrote. So now it's hard. You won't lose them. because they'll be entered in. And what's also really nice is if leads are being redone, we have new leads come in, and leads are swapped out for the time being. Or impact, there was a day or two last month, maybe the impact was actually down because something in Texas, the server was down. So you couldn't call on impact. So, but what you could do, go open your e-app on your computer, go to sponsors, and then view, and it'll pop up all your referrals to where you can call them right on here. And it'll say organization, the date. Yeah, I mean, this guy actually called me back. I sold him again since this. Oh, this was just the recent one. Oh no, that was just a couple weeks ago. Yep. This guy called me back. Unfortunately, is split with his girlfriend. We end up updating his and add an accident policy, hospital income. So that's something the agency may gear towards, within the next 6 months to a year, to where adding the hospital income, which is something with the life, accident, and health. But yeah, you can call them on here. You can resolve them. If you do enroll that member, if you want to get them off of here, you can resolve them. But yeah, have all that info. I would get your training checklist down for you guys. Make sure you guys are getting your 2 homework assignments in. Get your film. I would take the initiative. Obviously, not the most comfortable watching yourself or putting yourself on film, but that definitely would help to get all that, all your script down. Watch it, closes, solidification, all those parts. Definitely helps. That's pretty much. You guys have any other questions? Mod bulletins. It's a good.
Yeah. When you're going, so you said like you kind of curate the script to see like they need and what they're like, what benefits they can like kind of apply for. So is that what we're kind of figuring out through the report, is what they kind of need, like before the needs analysis?
Well, I mean, the needs analysis. I mean, you're
besides like getting referrals, do we find out in the report? Wait, sorry, say that again.
Do we find out what in the report?
Like, so you said depending on the people, you're not going to go over a child safe kit with certain people. So are we going to know that beforehand?
I mean,
or
you want to attempt to go over with everybody. I would say you attempt to go over with everybody, but they may literally not be able to sponsor anybody. It's kind of what I meant. You still want to attempt to go over it with them. I didn't mean, not go over it with them. You wouldn't go over it as much if they literally was like, look, I don't know one child, which would be rare. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you'll know with your gut, and getting the script down is going to give you all your ammo basically. And you're going to have your tie downs. You're going to have everything. You're going to do the needs analysis. You're going to build all those things up. You're going to, like the $3 to $5 question, the income tie down, there's also, some people may do like the hour power, a couple of variations with that, but all that stuff is meant to just to make sure you don't have to close at the end. You may hear about the triangles, the closing triangles. You may have heard of them. Did you guys ever hear the closing triangles? You
Nope.
Probably will at some point, to where if you have a great presentation, it'll be like the triangle like this, where you won't have to close. But if your presentation, is lacking, maybe you don't have all your tie downs, you're going to have to close more at the end because you maybe skipped a couple crucial parts of the presentation, maybe building the need, the list of concerns, or going over each of the benefit programs or what it's going to do for them, or any of those things.
Right.
That
And
makes
so
sense.
those tie downs, Casey, that's like when you're like, and does it make sense why this part was so important? Right. Those are the tie downs, right?
Yes. Does that make sense? You can also add additional tie downs. There used to say like 50 plus tie downs per presentation because you want their head to be shaking the whole time. Does that make sense? Are we on the same page?
Yep.
Are you guys understanding this? Those are all tie downs, huh? And if they don't answer, huh, Joe? Does that make sense? Huh? Because you don't want to avoid your tie downs. That's when you can't let that happen. So, yeah, I would switch it up. Don't use the same ones. I've had people they say the same ones over and over again. That gets like a bit much. So I would switch them up. Are we in the same page? Does that make sense? All those things, and they're pretty much they're positioned well in the presentation, and having them choose, which one you have for your family. All those things are very important. So yeah, keeping those key points in, so you don't have to do a whole lot of closing, but sometimes you will have to close, but you'll have the 2 closes. I want to think about it, can't afford it. We always go over, like in football, it's going to be run or pass. In this, it's going to be, I want to think about it or can't afford it. Typically, that's the 2 things they'll want to say at the end. So making sure that you don't forget the most important paragraph, which is what beats, I want to think about it.
Did you want one of us to give the response for that?
Yeah. What part of the script proactively beats, I want to think about it?
Yeah, it's your enrollment period, so we got to get you squared away today.
That's it. It's so basically paragraph. That's what I was looking for. So basically paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
After the mandatory read-off letter, that's the portion to where the enrollment period exactly. And also build that up with referrals, letting them know that they were sponsored in, and because we're booked, because we're contracted with, all of these 20,000 different groups and unions, I can't come back. So that's why they do it on the sponsored enrollment period, to where at least ask you to try to qualify, get your foot in the door with something. That way you're a member, and we can always increase or change it later. So that's a big tip, to where making sure you do an enrollment period for referrals, so they're not telling you, because they're going to tell you they want to think about it. That's one of the things, or they're going to tell you something else, or check with their insurance or financial advisor, or all these things. So I would recommend, if you guys get on the some of the resource pages, whether it's the Key for Success or some of the other resources that the agency has, to where listen to the rebuttals. Some of the original rebuttals are some of the best ones on there, to where I have a financial advisor, the original, I want to think about it, can't afford it. Get all the multiple rebuttals down. That way you guys have multiple angles to where approach it, whether it's, financial advisor. I'm sure he's a great guy, knows his stuff. But you think about one financial advisor, that's one opinion, which human nature, it's going to be a bit biased. And you think about, he works for a commission, to where human nature, he might just want to go with his suggestions. But you think about this program, and not only is it contracted with over 20,000 different groups and 20,000 different financial advisors. So that's 20,000 unbiased opinion versus one biased opinion. So that's why we were contracted with so many different groups, because this program has been checked and rechecked, and it's what you're entitled to and eligible for. So that's kind of like a financial advisor, like kind of the, I'm sure he's a great guy, knows his stuff, but these are 20,000, and now you have, I'm sure he's a great friend of yours, but now you have 2 friends. I can be your friend too.
Okay, so you keep using the 20,000 number on the script. I think it says 40,000. Is that incorrect?
It's 20 to 40. I mean, 20 to 40,000 groups association we're contracted with.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably check the website to have the actual number. We've grown. We actually grew by over 3,000 benefit reps the past year. And we had 16 consecutive record-breaking months. So yeah, we grew probably over 40,000 groups. yeah, you guys got the Calendly. We hit the referral numbers. You know, the three things I missed for you guys. And then we'll kind of end on a couple of these things to where when you guys are out there and you think, wow, did I do my job for today? Everything that I could, that I could be doing. A couple categories you can look at from the company to where number one, it's did you make your 150 calls? So whether it's a morning session, afternoon session, evening session, 150 dials, to where that's going to guarantee if you're average, that's going to be a minimum. If it's 30 dials to get one, that's going to be adding what, 5 appointments, right? Referrals, you're going to get double that. You can do 7 to 1. So that's about 30 to 1 if we're talking just calls. Okay. That's why we want to make sure we go over the importance of the referrals, because it's just, you're going to have the presets, you're going to work way less time, you're going to talk to way more people, you're going to get twice the result. So you guys see how that's like the wild card. And along with that is going to be number 2, did you get 15 referrals for that day? Because if we're typically 4 field days, it's going to be 600 calls for the week. That's a magic number. So if that's working 4 days, that's 600 calls. 15 referrals, 4 days out there rocking. That's your 60 referrals right there. Number 3, 1,500 ALP. 4, 3 prezos, 3 presentations. And the 5th is going to be 1 PR. What's a PR? That's going to be an extra $750 in your bank account. Because something that we're not doing, the director with the company went over with myself, and I met with her this past week, Natalie Linker with the company, and she wants us to make sure we're asking for personal recruits in the home, whether it's a referral, whether it's any type of lead. It doesned matter. They probably know someone that is looking for a better position, looking to make more money, keep doing what they're doing, underemployed, maybe not as happy, maybe not getting paid whether they work or not, maybe not making money while they sleep.
Can I say something on that one real quick?
Go for it.
Yeah. So we started doing that at my my other company before I came to Zena Agency, and that was massively successful. Like, that will bring in so many recruits. Like, it may not work every time, but yeah, after the client has seen us do what we do, and their wheels start to spinning, and whether they got, younger kids, early 20s, anything like that, or they know people that have kids around that age, I would walk out of several houses with 2 or 3 to call. And not everybody would work out, but it's a real thing. And
Absolutely.
I can't preach on that one enough.
Absolutely. And especially when you guys are newer, that 90-day, that's 750 versus a 250 for you. And, if it's going to help somebody, it's a win-win-win situation. You're going to help that person. You're going to help you and your family. You're going to help the company. It's a good situation for everybody. Especially if you're getting people that are going to help you blow up your team and help you get you and your family to the next level. Someone that you're going to enjoy working with, that's going to be huge. So yeah, personal in the home, whether it's before, in the beginning, or after, would probably be best. That way they see exactly what happened. But I've heard both ways to where people ask at that portion if they know anybody looking for a new career, or likes talking to people, or likes to help a lot of people make great money doing it, or however you, because we have a personal recruiting script that works well. Every time I go, get sneakers or go to the mall or anything, anytime I buy a pair of pants, I'm usually getting at least one personal recruit from the person that sold them to me. Because usually there's somebody that is working crazy hours till 9 o'clock in the mall anyway. They're not making the money. They usually go to school. They don't want to be there, and they're looking for something better. And you can bless them with the opportunity. And you simply tell them, hey, do you go to school or anything besides this, or you would do great. If it's a bartender, you get great service, you would do great at our company we just opened over here. Like, oh, what's your company? What do you do? We're consultants in the financial service industry. We use insurances, protect a lot of our groups and members' assets. We get to help a lot of people make good money doing it. I'm sure you wouldn't mind helping people. I'll tell you what, I actually know the hiring director, person does a lot of hiring. It's actually me. No, I don't say that, but I tell you what, go ahead and write your number down in your email, and I'll have them give you a call next time they're hiring. Does that sound perfect? And they write their number down every single time. And they may ask you, oh, do you have a card? I actually gave my last one out. Just write your number, email. If they don't want to give your number, like, you at least get an email name, you can send them the link. But obviously most people, if they're serious about it and you're doing a good job talking to them, and they're like, wow, they may even ask you, like, what do? You just bought 6 pair of sneakers. Why are you buying all these sneakers? Because actually it's a contest we have for the team. They won sneakers just for doing their job for the week. Pretty crazy. Like, where do you work? Or we'll FaceTime picking a pair of sneakers with somebody. Oh, like, which ones do you want? And like, who are you buying sneakers for? Like, it's a contest. And then like, wow, it seems like a great place because, can only get so much, I guess, at Foot Locker or Champs.
Thanks.
But yeah, definitely take advantage of just asking people, because if they say no, they don't work, ask somebody else. And I think I got like 3 or 4 numbers last time I went to the mall, and even one guy I thought would be great. He's like, no. I'm like, okay, not a problem. You can't take. It's okay if they tell you no. It's just it's like a non-sale. So not everyone's going to enroll in this program. You can't really take that or let it stop you from asking the next client. If you get shut down with referrals, please don't say referrals is not for me. I want to stick to leads. You got to keep going. Same thing with personal recruiting. All those, getting out of your comfort zone, because you're going to be 100% uncomfortable when you first start doing it, and they're not going to want to, give it as much if you don't appear, if you're not asking the right way, you don't have the rapport, all those basic fundamentals like sports. Like I always compare it, football, blocking, tackling, basketball, dribbling, layups. Like, it's the basic stuff that works over and over again, and we can drill that. And that's why I love training new people, because it gets you back to the basic fundamentals of what works in this business. And whether it's the script, breaking it down to what's simple, keeping it super simple. And that's what sells. That's what works. That's what people want, is to understand their benefits, feel comfortable, and they ultimately buy you. So that's what's great, guys. They can get this anywhere, but they get to work with you. They choose to work with you, and you're going to build it up and be able to build residual income for the rest of your entire lives based off of helping people. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, you guys have any questions on any of the referrals, any of those stuff we went over? Any of the numbers? Awesome. Well, great job, you guys. You guys are gonna have a great class. You guys are gonna rock it out there. I want to see you guys in the group meet, putting up some big numbers and focusing on the referrals, rolling them, and we'll see. The people that implement that you're gonna see your bank account, and it's gonna be a lot easier trusting in the system and adding the referrals to the lead. It truly makes it unlimited for you guys. So let me know if you guys need anything. Rock it. Good luck, everybody.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks, Casey.
Thanks,
You're welcome. Have
Have a good one.
Take
All
care.
right. Peace out.
Yeah,
Thank
guys.
you.
Later.